Okay, let's be entirely honest. Everyone actually knows what Call of Duty is. But this is Black Ops, as you might imagine. This is the PC version of it. Came out today. I'm going to do a quick video just for the sake of doing so. And no doubt people have already switched off, if they have any sense. But if they don't have any sense, they're going to continue to watch, which is fine. And then they will complain in the comments section. Well, here's the thing, right? So, I like a lot of different games. I like first-person shooters, I like strategy, I like RPGs, both turn-based and real-time, both in terms of RPGs and RTS. I like a bit of sports, I like a bit of racing, I like a bit of puzzle. I like an awful lot of different games, and I haven't actually played a Call of Duty game in multiplayer since the original. I didn't bother with COD 4, I didn't bother with COD 6 or World at War, anything like that. So, this for me is kind of a bit of a different experience. I've been playing a lot of Medal of Honor lately, and that's been scratching my precision shooter itch for a while, but it doesn't have enough guns, more to the point, and it's utterly and completely generic. And you might say the same thing about Call of Duty, but in the case of Black Ops, it does innovate in a couple of areas, and it does refine what is already a fairly solid formula. That and the fact that the PC version has dedicated servers, which is something that concerned me greatly, and the reason I did not buy Modern Warfare 2. I was part of the Modern Warfare 2 boycott, and I'm happy to say that I kept my promise on that. Never bought it, never played it, never did anything with it, because, hey, if it doesn't have dedicated servers, then as far as I'm concerned, it is a goddamn step backwards. Now, whatever the case, Black Ops is by Treyarch, which might give you a bunch of horrible memories if you've played any of the other Treyarch games, just significantly inferior to Infinity Ward's versions, but this is pretty good, from what I can tell. I mean, this is about probably the 4th or 5th match that I actually played, and I can't say that I do particularly well here, but if you're expecting pro skills out of someone that hasn't played a COD game since the original, then I think you're looking in the wrong place. There are plenty of other channels that will show you that to you. A few things I'll show you here. There's a couple of issues with the PC port that are not going down too well on launch day. That's one of them right there. You see, every now and again you get freezes. I think I'm actually getting the best of this. A lot of people have had way, way worse problems than this. Don't know what's causing it. It's not the servers as far as we're aware. It is something to do with the game, and that's something that needs to be patched out. Obviously, there was a QA issue there, and I don't view that particularly well at all. I think PC gamers are probably a little bit sick of being treated as second-class citizens by this point, and would expect something with such a high budget to actually work on release. Regardless, it's mostly playable at the moment, and I expect the situation to only get better. As regards to the actual performance of it, I'm recording this in the theater mode, which means that there's nothing else interrupting the frame rate or anything like that. So my experience in the actual game itself was that the frame rate runs very smoothly. I'm running this at 2560x1600 with all graphics turned up to max, and my setup you can find in my channel page. It seems to work very, very well. I am happy to say that there doesn't appear to be any undue mouse acceleration, which is something that did concern me an awful lot. A lot of console ports lately have been doing that. That's very, very bad indeed, as you might be aware if you are a PC gamer and certainly a PC shooter fan. Not noticing any mouse acceleration with this. The control is nice and tight and precise, and once you get used to the actual guns themselves, then you should be in for a fairly good time. Aside from that, it does have dedicated servers. In fact, everything runs on dedicated servers. The server limit at the moment is 18. You can order your own, but they are through one company. It's a Activision deal that they've got sorted out there, and while I disapprove of that, at least we have the option to play on dedicated servers, which, if you've ever played Modern Warfare 2 on the PC, you'll be well aware was fairly freaking terrible, according to everyone that I've spoken to. Indeed, it's the reason I never bought it. Aside from that, gun handling. Guns seem to handle really, really well. Obviously, I've got the very basic guns here. This is the basic light machine gun. I've bought an upgrade for it, which is a extended ammo clip, which is shown cosmetically on the actual weapon itself. It seems to handle really, really well. It's very satisfying once you get a hold of it. The starting weapons are actually a little bit weird. I started off with the MP5K, and I couldn't hit anything. It was horrendous. I'm used to playing Medal of Honor, and you start with an M16 or an AK-47 in that, and the accuracy there is a lot tighter. The MP5K sprays all over the place. There's an M16 in this is your starting weapon, but it's only 3-shot burst, so that caught me a little bit off guard. There's also a double-barreled shotgun, which appears to have no range at all, and I had no luck with it whatsoever. That said, like I said, the guns do feel incredibly satisfying. I'm rolling around here with this light machine gun, and I also bought dual-wield Makarobs, which are those little pistols right there. I got to create a class, which you unlock at level 4. Now, the way that this works is you can buy a lot of your upgrades with so-called COD points. No, you don't have to pay for them, don't worry. You get them via getting experience, so you can pick which upgrades you want, as opposed to getting them at particular levels. You still have to get your guns at specific levels, though, so don't think that you can just save up for the gun you want. That's not not the case, unfortunately, but you can save it for upgrades, as far as I can tell, kill streaks as well, and various different perks that you can pick. So I'm running around with Ghost, which makes me invisible to enemy spy planes. Like I say, I've got that extended mag on there as well, and I bought a second Makarov for the dual wielding, and I got rid of the Law missile launcher that you usually get as part of your default light machine gun class. Regardless of all the problems, it really is quite satisfying. It does seem to work really, really well. I'm looking forward to seeing them actually fix it. As to whether or not I'd recommend you buy it now, I would hold the hell on until they actually fix the problems with it, because like I said, PC port does seem to be having some issues, and they do need to resolve that as soon as humanly possible. My name's been Total Biscuit, a little short to have a look at multiplayer Black Ops, and I will see you next time.